Hey, y'all. I just can't half-ass anything. I have to get everything set up. So I'm quadcasting this again over several different streaming services. And okay. Uh, Sorry, it's got me a little bit. I'm Brian. Hi. This is my stream, Breaking Down Security. Miss Berlin, Mr. Betcher don't join me normally on the weekly streams because they have work and things that they do, and it's about dinner time for them because they're in different time zones. So it's Friday. Normally I do a little Rust programming and stuff. I may have accidentally corrupted my development environment that I was playing around with, and I was just going to copy paste a bunch of stuff back in to kind of get up to date on the. Oh, I was getting up to date on the system. Ooh, okay. My encoder is getting overloaded, so I may end up having to drop the Facebook one eventually if I notice my frame rate's below 60 frames a second. So I'll keep an eye on that. So hope everyone's having a good week. Tuesday I did not stream because my kid, now adult, has turned 18, and it was a good time. We went out for dinner and got to hang out, and so it's what we do. Family vacations. Oh, hey, Lady P. I don't know why the bot didn't pop up here, but thank you, Lady P. I appreciate you being here, as always. A little bit of, let me see. So iJourney followed us as well. Thank you for following. Miho Pone followed as well. So, and MakerDeck, thank you for the shout out, MakerDeck, for hooking us up there. Appreciate that. And so, I'm not good at developing, and I haven't exactly figured out why I'm having such a problem with programming languages. Ideally, I mean, there's a ton of stuff online to learn stuff. I don't know if it's just because I'm too old and busted to be able to learn anything new, especially in a programming language point of view. But yeah, let me double check and make sure. Okay, good. My Focusrite is turned off because I'm using a new Shure inline amplifier mic, and I have my beautiful hypercarioid mic. Ooh, along with some limiters and stuff that I've been working on. So I'm hoping it will be a nice, more portable option for me when I'm traveling or when I'm out doing things. So, yeah. So AMMA, Ask Me Most Anything, is how we're going to go today, as well as we're going to look through some news that came down the pipeline. Let me go and grab the docs that Oh my God. Okay, so I've been doing technical editing on this book that has come through in the last couple months, and I think I've mentioned it on the stream a little bit. I'm having issues with it. Not everyone is wired to be a programmer. There's no shame in that. Seriously, programming doesn't have to be your thing. Well, so Lady P, what is my thing? I was thinking about creating some training, which I can do because I have a pretty, teleprompter and everything. I tried to be a pen tester in InfoSec. It's like, oh yeah, everyone wants to be a pen tester. We all want to be popping shells. And, I'm good at managing people. I say managing people. I'm good at making sure my people are well taken care of, and I try to make sure that I provide as much air cover as possible. That doesn't translate well to Twitch streams, though. So we do have an interview coming up this weekend, Sunday night. 80% certain this is going to happen. Probably 80% as certain as the tropical storm that hit San Diego was a big nothing burger. For those of you who live in the San Diego area, if you live in the mountains, it was worse, and I do apologize for that. There was whole roads that were like a foot of mud that was on there. So, but yeah. So anyway, back to the book. I think the final chapter was finally sent over to me, so I'm going to have to spend this weekend going through it. I have an issue with the book, but I think once they read through the comments, I'm hoping that they will take them for what they were, which was constructive criticism, and address those accordingly. I am having misgivings about having them on the show because of the conflict of interest there, where I actually did the review of the book, and I want to make sure that people. I'm dropping frames. Damn it all. Okay. If you are watching me on Facebook, I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to stop you because I just want to make sure that everyone gets fair shake on this. So next one will be LinkedIn. I think YouTube's going to be the last one. So really weird. I don't know what's going on. So. It was working the other day. It could be the, Mercury's in retrograde or something. So, but yeah. Let me see. Where is the... Oh, yeah, the Sackville quiz. There we go. Okay, let's play that. There we go. Let me double check. Enable preview. All right. I'm back. Okay. All right. I know what I did wrong. Yeah, she said poke. See, the pokes only work if. One second. There we go. Okay. I've been playing around with a lot of different versions of OBS this week, and one of them was not copying all of my audio inputs into all of my different scenes. So there you go. I had to add my Shure inline amp to my camera or to this scene. So my bad. I'm sorry. Thank you for letting me know, Lady P. That's why you're here, to keep me normal. And wow, okay, my frames per second is just dying like a mofo. Audio to YouTube and not to Twitch. That's interesting. Why would it only be going to YouTube and not Twitch? That is really interesting. Something to look at later on. I don't know. Oh, sorry, you're delayed on Twitch. Oh, god damn. Seriously? There we go. Is it better? Worse? Delaying on Twitch. Huge delay on Twitch, like 90 seconds. Oh, shit. Interesting. Okay. Multiple outputs. All right. Stop. Okay. All right, give me a second. I'm going to stop streaming and then I'll come right back on, okay? Okay. I wonder how that went. Let me see. Double check what's up. Okay. Skipped frames due to encoding lag. Oof. Yeah, I don't know what's going on, but shouldn't be doing that. It's really weird. That's interesting. You still haven't left on Twitch yet. Okay, thank you, Yin Yang. That's really super mega weird. Huh. Let me double check on Twitch. Sorry, that's me. Oh, wait, Lady P, what do you mean, sorry, that's me? Like, you were the one that was, having issues, or channel? Okay. Oh, okay. I haven't really. Oh, there we go. Okay. Yeah. Well, it seems to be working now. So, okay. No, you're having issues. Wow, my Firefox is taking up 3 gigs worth of RAM. And only 3 gigs of RAM. Yeah, it's really weird. Let me see. Close some things here. Okay. Close. Make sure I don't have any extra. Okay. Close that one down. Close that. It's a real high quality. Okay. In stream. Just push through. You're down to 11 seconds delay on Twitch versus only 11 seconds. Okay, that's good to know. Damn, I just pushed through. Fuck. Yeah, that sucks. Okay. Close my Discord. Exit. I almost feel like I'm gonna have to do this. and do like a on-demand kind of thing, but all right, 1 second. I'm rejiggering and pokering my okay, so audio mixer. Okay, you can still see the audio coming out. And I'll turn the preview off to reduce the render frame time. All right, so we're pushing through. Thank you, Lady P, for the updates. Thank you. Oh, now I'm live again. Okay, so now the stream element's fired like it was supposed to, which it didn't do before. So that's interesting. And it. Oh, God, jam. Okay. Down to 4-second delay. Well, that's good. Okay, 2.2 seconds. All right. Yeah, it's super odd. I'm not sure why that's happening the way it is. All right, so we're back. Question 2, because we found out the first question was they're releasing Python to Excel. 2 hosting firms have basically lost all their clients' data after a ransomware attack. From which country are these companies? Wait, so so we get to pick multiples here. So no one will. Yeah, I mean, if nobody watches the stream, is there a delay? Yeah, it's one of those existential questions. I'm going to assume USA and Spain. Oh, wait. 2 hosting firms have lost all their clients' data. From which country are these companies? Okay, I'm going to say Spain. Hey, GoPro Slow Yo. Welcome to the stream. Long time no see here. I'm going to assume Spain. Oh, Denmark. Okay, so Denmark. Hosting firm says it's lost all customer data after ransomware attack. Let me see how awful this is. Yeah, it's just got awful. I'm not sure what the hell's going on with the bits here. So, Danish hosting firm Cloud Nordic and Azero Cloud have suffered ransomware attacks, causing the loss of majority of customer data and forcing the hosting providers to shut down all systems. Wow, holy crap. Since we neither can nor wish to meet the financial demands of the criminal hackers for ransom, so they just said, yeah, we're not gonna pay people. So external experts have been working intensively to assess damage and determine what can be recovered. Sadly, it has been impossible to recover more data, and the majority of our customers have subsequently lost all their data with us. Wow. That's no good. If you read my tweets, you'd have read my commentary on it. Okay. They violated segmentation. Seriously. Number of victims under a lot of pressure to pay ransom. Similar attack led to a hosting provider paying $1 million ransom demand. My question, Lady P, is will they suffer GDPR issues? I mean, technically the data is encrypted. Will they suffer any kind of issues from that? I don't know. Today's operational state is highly problematic. They were moving and flattened the entire network, including backups, which they then targeted. I'm not laughing at them. I'm just, why would they flatten their network? I don't get it. Wow, that's nuts. That is nuts. Let's see here. Let's go read and see what they said they. Whoa. Okay, I can't read that. It should have been. Let's see. Machine translated. Okay, so both public notices include instructions on recovering websites and services from local backups or Wayback Machine archives. My guess is, well, we put it in the cloud, so we don't need local backups, right? And we can't be for certain if our stuff is in the Wayback Machine. That's not good. Previously, recommended. Wow. So they suggested moving to other hosting providers such as PowerNet or Nordic Way. Yeah. Hello, Age of Music. I don't know what you meant by what, but a couple paragraphs down. Oh, okay. Oh, I see. During a data center migration, servers were connected to the broader network, allowing the attackers to access critical administrative data. Okay. Wow. Next, the attackers encrypted all server disks, primary and secondary backups, corrupting everything. Well, Cloud Nordic has learned a valuable lesson in terms of how to properly move systems or upgrades or data center migrations. As someone who's in the middle of a disaster recovery, I definitely recommend a combination of cloud and offsite physical backups. When I audited hospitals, that was, physical backups were a good idea, but that's just really, I don't want to say really poor timing, but it almost feels like the attackers knew this was coming. And if I was wanting to pick a time where there would have been the most vulnerable, it would have been during this time. I mean, it feels. Now, see, that's stupid. We went back up to tape, and the robot marks tapes as read only. Once a week, we move tapes offsite. Yeah. Yeah. Websites, email, inboxes, documents. It does not expect customers to be left with them. Yeah, that's going to hurt. We also pushed S3 and Glacier. How expensive is all of this that you're working with there, Lady P? I mean, seems like that's going to be very expensive to do. Pushing not only you can't target our backups, they're nowhere near an internet connection. Yeah, I was going to say, Glacier might be fairly cheap depending on, hundreds of gigs or terabytes or what have you. But, yeah. And are you also, Lady P, are you also paying for the bandwidth to move that stuff back and forth between your systems? See, yeah, I mean, yeah. That's the insurance policy, right? Glacier's cheap to write, expensive to read. Okay, so you would want to write a lot and read once. So when you do have your bad day, incoming to Glacier is free. Okay. All right. Ouch. Yeah, so it sounds like those two companies may or may not be around after this, or they'll be bought by somebody from the dregs of whatever's left because they've got a bunch of machines that are completely useless. I mean, it's not hopeless. They could, have access to decryption keys that could put them back online, but just because you have things in the cloud doesn't necessarily mean you shouldn't be doing a local backup. Whatever local means to you, I think is the important thing. It's like, are you going to be able to, get that stuff? Wait, go. Oh, be right back. Going to build a Kubernetes operator. Oh my God. You're going to go build a automated scanning platform? Oh, okay. I'm still learning how to write Hello World with Rust. So go pro slow yo, have at it. Go and do that. Glacier is priced by how quickly you need your backups back. If you can wait 48 hours, it's not bad. If you need an hour, you pay out the nose. Well, that's crisis pricing, isn't it? If you need them in an hour because of SLAs, then you're gonna pay a lot. So, yeah, that's too bad. Emails. This is going to be a lot of downstream stuff depending on how many customers they had. So, it's still it feels oddly timed, like the bad guys had been in there for months and had known that this was going to happen. I mean, you could not have been more vulnerable at that point when they flattened everything out. So, yep. Lady P, and it's worth the entire company, so it's worth the cost. Yeah. I mean, they're probably going to hit some lawsuits eventually. I don't know how the EU is for litigation, but all right. So next question: Talos discovers new quiet rat. I think maybe they mean quiet rat. I don't know. We'll find out. Used by the North Korean Lazarus Group. Which open source C2 framework does rat make use of? I want to say Cobalt Strike. I haven't done any of these yet, so this is complete, new to me. Damn. My tape changers are $350,000 each times 2. Oh my God. So Lady P, I think I've asked this question before, but you've got all these tapes. Can anyone other than you do restorations of your environment if something goes pear-shaped? Smarter TAs tend to lurk for the right time. The ones that, who did that bank heist were surgical. Right. Yep. Definitely Age of Music. So Demos C2 is the answer to that one. So we'll post that one up. There we go. All my IT department can, even help desk. Well, that's good. It's all step-by-step documented. Oh, that's excellent. Oh, I'm sore. Back in chest yesterday, so I'm finally getting my pain in. So they say Lazarus Group's infrastructure reuse leads to discovery of new malware. State-sponsored actors exploiting 2022 47966 manage engine service desk vulnerability. Okay. Okay, so we've got let me see here, remote code execution in the Zoho. Yeah, Zoho manage engine. Metasploit it's got a Metasploit module too, so that's going to be a bad day. Yeah. Here's that. Here we go. I found that when we're streaming it to YouTube, the chat channel does not show itself unless somebody's actually looking at the bottom chat window area here. So you see me copy and pasting links to both, so that way everybody has them when they go and do the replay on LinkedIn, or not LinkedIn, but YouTube as well. So all right, so this vulnerability is so bad and easy to exploit. It has a Metasploit module connected to it, which for me was always a level higher of severity when I was doing vulnerability management, because that means it's been weaponized, right? So, it could be, something lower, but because there's a Metasploit module available, it has a proof of concept. All right. So Demos, it uses Demos for, okay, why is it doing that? There we go. Talos published details of a Lazarus Group campaign targeting energy providers in the United States, Canada, and Japan. This campaign enabled by the successful exploitation of Log4j. I just left my SD job, have Sec Plus and EJ PT, taking a year to work on certs and some research things. Oh. Yeah. So, Hate Handles, you're in San Diego, huh? Very cool. I am also in San Diego. Are you checking out any of the local meetups or anything like that? There's several tech meetups that I wouldn't say they're looking specifically for security people, but there's several meetups in the area that are happy hours and service desk. Okay, my bad. Sorry. Yeah, Service Desk. Yeah, Service Desk is that's just one of those pieces of software that you didn't know everybody was using until it started just dropping bugs left and right. So yeah. Um, yep, good times. Oh, I would love to be able to hire people, but yeah, even my own company is, we got a bit of a hiring freeze going on right now too. So it's going to be a few months. Hey, I'm always up for networking, Age of Music. Go out and have a coffee or something like that. Yeah, we've got a lot of cool stuff going on. So, semantic researchers track the Carter B. Okay. APT group carrying out a supply chain attack with Cobra Dock Guard software. Deploying which malware was the end goal of the attack? I don't know Lion Plug, and I don't know these. I've heard of Bomb Rat and Plug X, so I'm going to assume it was one of those two. I'm going to assume Plug X. Yes! All right, excellent. APT uses legit software and supply chain attack targeting orgs in Hong Kong. Ah, okay. Unknown APT, Cobra Dot Guard. Software carries out supply chain attacks with the core plug backdoor, aka Plug X. So grab that link, pop that there, pop that there. Malicious activity was seen on about 100 computers in impacted organizations. However, the Cobra.Guard software was installed around 2,000 computers, indicating the attacker may be selectively pushing payloads to specific victims. Okay. Core plug sample downloaded here is able to execute commands via CMD, enumerate files, run check processes or check running processes, download files, open firewall ports, or act as a keylogger. That's some interesting capabilities. Supply chain attack and certificate abuse. Clear that the attackers behind this are patient and skilled. Okay. They leverage both a supply chain attack and signed malware to carry out their activity in an attempt to stay under the radar. Okay. I'm going to see if I can pull the same nonsense with that cyber... Hey, Hate Handles, thank you for your subscription. Appreciate that. I'm going to see if I can pull the same nonsense with that Google Cyber Cert I did with their IT support one. Age of Music, did you, their IT support one, did you get any value out of that? I mean, I've always wondered about hyper-focused vendor certs, like, I remember getting the Ixia one back in the day, which was the traffic analyzing system cert, or Oracle system administrators or anything like that. Oh, very cool. Okay, very nice. Yeah, I mean, I tried for the Nessus security scanner administrator one, what is it, NCSA or something like that, and I was like, close to a CompTIA plus. Oh, okay, Age of Music, that sounds pretty good. Okay. So yeah, here's some file hashes for your indicators of compromise. Remember, so I posted on the podcast feed our interview with Megan Roddy, who's got married. So congratulations to Megan. So we talked about the pyramid of pain. So hashes are a good start for finding incident indicators of compromise, but not. They're like low-level stuff because white space can change a hash. So you get additional things here. So it looks like they're moving their way up the pyramid of pain. So you start with hashes, you go to remote IP addresses, you've got URLs, then you've got domains. So there's other, they're moving up the pyramid to, give you some legitimate output there. So, okay, I have to close that. It's being distracting. So there we go. Okay. All right, and so yeah, IP addresses for C2. You've got your different sites for those. Look, they got some somewhat legit-looking URLs for their system, and yeah. So continue on through here. All right. Sophos XOps released their 2023 Active Adversary Report. For which of these was the median time 16 hours? Ooh. Man, so the median time was 16 hours. So what would take a long time to do? Dwell time? Maybe they waited 16 hours before they actually did anything. Maybe that's it. Mean time to respond. I would hope they're not going to take 16 hours to respond. I would hope they were a little faster. I could see mean time to detect being 16 hours. No, actually, we've seen other reports saying it's like 2 years or something on average sometimes. It would depend on the industry, but I'm gonna go with dwell time because that's the one I had originally thought of. Nope. Oh. Time to Active Directory. Interesting. Okay. It takes 16 hours to get to their Active Directory? I'm not exactly sure here. Let's see. 6 months. Findings. Okay, so external remote services top the initial access techniques, followed by exploit public-facing applications. Critical, that's not it. Where's the, okay. There we go. Another data point we gathered for this report was the time it took for a threat actor to move laterally to an organization's Active Directory infrastructure. In a couple of cases, attackers were observed accessing the AD infrastructure before the attack had officially started. In other cases, we saw the attack begin with a compromise with the AD server, such as when one victim had exposed their AD server to the internet. Huh. Okay. When investigators define an attack's timeline, they attempt to identify the start of the attack using available evidence. In some cases, the evidence has indicators of compromise that predate the agreed-upon start time of the attack in question. This is usually indicative of initial access broker activity. Okay, so somebody's already owned you months ago and sold the access to you, so it would appear the attackers are making a concerted effort to move laterally to AD servers as quickly as possible and with good reason. Well, yeah, but once you've gotten access to your Active Directory servers, you're pretty much done. Through the course of our investigation, we find most AD servers are only protected with Defender, or sometimes not at all. Right. Unfortunately, adversaries have become very adept at disabling Defender. In fact, we've seen a steady rise of this technique, impaired defenses. Do they have their own tautology and stuff? Okay. So they're using the MITRE ATT&CK matrix techniques to map their blog posts, which is always a good idea, using unified language, which is great. So yeah, let me see, which one was it? T562. So sub techniques. Okay. Defense evasion, antivirus, digital certificate validation, file monitoring, firewall host analysis. All right. So they say, unfortunately, 2021, this technique was observed in 24% of cases, and it's rising. So in the first half of 2023, 43% of all cases had lateral movement to Active Directory. Right. AD servers typically the most powerful and privileged asset within a network, one capable of controlling identity and policies across an entire organization. Yeah, I mean it's truly the weak spot in an organization if you have one Active Directory server. You're going to siphon off your privileged accounts, create new ones, or disable legitimate ones. So, thank you, Triplexity. Oh man, thank you so much. Appreciate Triplexity was streaming earlier today, so hope your stream went well, Triplexity. So Triplexity, that was number one on our list here of things that came up. We had a good time talking about that in our Slack channel earlier today. Yeah, it was like number one on the questions here. I actually got that one right because we were talking shit about it in the Slack. Ariane Kurtage, apologies, I don't know the hacker's name, was on trial this week for his involvement with the Lapsus hacking group. Which of these is false relating to the Lapsus Uber hack? I know he was 17 years old. He was out on bail during the hack. Yeah. Let me go and grab that one again. Let's see. Excel, Python. Yeah, there we go. I think my supposition was that they're using it for data analysis and processing things, because you have Python can be used for analysis, right? Formulas, charts, pivot tables, understanding data. My worry was, and it, I don't know where it said that, it was like you put your Python script into the cells, and then it will send it to Microsoft Cloud, whatever that is, and send it back. So you've got information being passed directly to Microsoft and then being sent back for analysis. That would be the only thing that would bother me about that, is depending on what you're doing, or just like Age of Music said, I can't wait to exploit this. I'm worried about sending that data, out and then having it come back. I don't know, if it's, sensitive data, the last thing you want is for it to go out to some cloud service and then come right back, unless it's already being stored there. Where did it say that at? Let me see. Python code used by Excel runs on Microsoft Cloud, on the Microsoft Cloud, with enterprise level security. I don't like the term enterprise level security. It sounds like military grade, which is enterprise level is the new military grade, I guess. I don't know. Well, I mean, yeah, Lady Pia, the Microsoft telemetry or whatever that everybody disabled when Windows 10 came out, and everybody freaked out over that. Sir Sentinel will save us. We can only be so lucky, Triplexity. Yeah. So, I mean, it's just one of those things. So, you got to know where your data is, where it's going, the analysis needed. I'm not exactly sure why you need to have Python code being, sending your code to the cloud and back. Python code runs in its own hypervisor isolated container using Azure container instances and secure source-built packages from Anaconda through a secure software supply chain. And they say they'll keep your data private by preventing the Python code from knowing who you are and opening workbooks from the internet and further isolation of their own separate containers. They're doing all of this for a reason, and I don't know what it is yet. If they could do all this stuff without having Python inside of the code, they would have done that for things like macros, and none of us have ever escaped a container. Exactly, Age of Music. They could have done this with macros. They could have done this with other things. I think what they've realized is, well, they've already got customers that are doing this. They're just, running it through some other way of doing it. Yeah, so let's see. Most popular Python libraries, so Pandas, MATLAB. Yeah, so there's other stuff going on there. But yeah, it feels like that there's another reason for this. Maybe some big customers needing it, or they figured out how to do it inside. Yeah, not sure. So anyway, back to our quiz. He is 17 years old, I believe. His dad did not work at Uber. I think that's the one that it is. Yeah, there you go. I knew he was out on bail during the hack, so he apparently didn't learn his lesson, or he didn't want to learn his lesson, or he thought he would be okay. I don't know. The Grand Theft Auto. Yes. Teenage member of the Lapsus hacking group was Wednesday in London found to have hacked Uber and fintech Revolut, and blackmailed the developers of Grand Theft Auto. Right. Solo crime spree while on police bail for earlier offenses. AI will code everything. It's because they intend to move entirely to a service-based business. They won't ship any cloud OS or anything soon at all. It'll be mainframe timeshare. Sorry, cloud. Yeah, Lady P, I don't know why I keep doing this, but it's torturousness. I've got a laptop downstairs with Ubuntu on it again because I've figured out how to get everything to work finally in Ubuntu, and OBS has actually fixed some shit that actually makes it work. Just jam my computer directly in my brain and bill me. No. It could be worse, their Age of Music. I mean, you could have a jack in the back of your head like Johnny Mnemonic or something like that. I think one reality AI kills cloud. Why molecular storage systems can store all of YouTube in a pen tip. So I were in charge, I'd fix the hacking problem right here. He sits on a tarp during his trial. If found guilty, the bailiff caps him on a live broadcast. Lady P, that's a bit extreme. I mean, I get it. I honestly don't know what this person is thinking. 17-year-old cannot be named for legal reasons. Oh, so Kurtage and 17-year-old who cannot be named, who was hurt alongside of Kurtage, were key players in Lapsus. They found him guilty of 12 offenses, 3 counts of blackmail, 2 counts of fraud, and 6 charges of the Computer Misuse Act. The 17-year-old was guilty of 1 count of fraud, 1 count of blackmail, 1 count of the computer misuse relating to NVIDIA. Yeah, I don't know how long that 17-year-old is going to be in prison, but considering it's an English prison or British prison, he'd probably be out by the time he's 21. So, yeah. Please, it has to be wireless. How else is AOL Time, Warner, PepsiCo, Viacom, Halliburton, Skynet, Toyota, Trader Joe's? No, not Trader Joe's. They can't take over Trader Joe's. Oh, damn. That's gonna suck. I love AOL Time Warner. Ugh. Yeah, that was fun times. That was fun times. Yeah. There we go. I think we have some people who are being brought to they just don't give a shit, right? In 4 years, I'm 17 years old. I live in the UK. I don't have to worry about being extradited back to the US because I can feign I have a mental issue, and that's how Lori Love got away with all the stuff that they got away with. And was, fought extradition by saying, they were on the spectrum or they have mental health issues, all the I don't agree with it, but it is what it is. And if they can play that card and get out of it, I guess that's how the UK is going to play it. They don't want to have to extradite people back to the United States or to the United States. So next, Microsoft reported on the Chinese nation-state hacker group Flax Typhoon. I don't understand how the damages are $3 million if he can just read user data. Well, Freedom DAO, $3 million worth of damages would be They had to have somebody investigate the issue. There's a crisis of trust. I mean, you've got law enforcement people with, they do drug busts where they found $150 million worth of cocaine, and it's probably about this much, there's unseen forces at work, right? $3 million is actually not too bad. That should all be factored into their OPSEC. Just never use these corporations because they don't even plan for hacking. I don't think you have a choice at about a lot of corporations. I mean, as we saw, some companies like, the ones we talked about earlier where, I don't want to use a big cloud, so I'm going to use something like, Ice Nordic or whatever the hell those companies were. They got owned up and people lost all their data, right? So, they lapsus ransomwared actual organizations, so they can't get that info. They can't get that money back. Yeah, they could design the system safe, Freedom, but they don't, right? And if they don't collect that information, they can't make money, right? Okay, Bitcoin. You lost me at Bitcoin, Freedom. Bitcoin-like data system, right? Yeah, I don't put a lot of trust in Ponzi schemes there, Freedom DAO. So, yeah. One second. The S in crypto stands for security. So, can you actually do any work on IPFS, or is it just some kind of really large Google Drive? Yeah, I can't see a company actually, decentralizing their data. I mean, IPFS is a nice idea, but I've tried it, so. Right, yeah, Lady P. Yes, blockchain, great idea. When it's not being sold by people who are drinking Kool-Aid and, it's like, crypto bros, I'll believe it. Actually, worlds colliding. I was talking to my trainer the other day, and he was like, I have this app called Chat on my phone. And I was like, oh, really? What does it do? And he's like, oh, it's an AI assistant. I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, about that. And he's like, I actually was asking it questions about training, or he was, like wanting examples on how to, write recipes for his diet, to maintain his macro levels and stuff. And I was like, wow, that's a somewhat legitimate use of an AI assistant. And so, I read some of the advice it gave, and it wasn't completely stupid. So I was like, okay, it gave a pretty decent example on how to do that. So the AI code's all my code. Fan of Copilot, are we there, Freedom DAO? Okay, so Flax Typhoon targeting Taiwanese organizations. What do they use for C2 communications? I see. Yeah, Lady P, he was using it for, how many, grams of protein or whatever he should have every day. And I was like, wow, it's a somewhat legitimate use for an AI to be able to, answer those questions for folks. Yeah, I was thinking Cobalt Strike. That's, de jour. That sounds pretty good. Let's use that one. Oh, Soft Ether VPN client. Huh. Nation State Activity Group by Flax Typhoon, based in China, targeting groups, gains and maintains long-term access with minimal use of malware, relying on tools built into the operating system. So they're like lull bins where you're living off the land. has observed a distinctive pattern of malicious activity, almost exclusively affecting organizations in Taiwan using techniques that could be easily reused in other operations outside the region. Ethereal Panda. So Flax Typhoon overlaps with Ethereal Panda, a nation-state actor based out of China. Let's see. Yeah, because this activity relies on valid accounts and living off the land binaries or lol bins, detecting and mitigating this attack can be challenging. Flax Typhoon is known to use China Chopper web shell, Metasploit, Juicy Potato privilege escalation tool, Mimikatz, and Soft Ether virtual private networking client. Okay. Juicy Potato, huh? What is a Juicy Potato? Juicy Potato. Okay, so good job, these people, for creating something that China uses. I wonder if they, get money from China or from Flax Typhoon for their Juicy Potato tools. Don't know. So, all right, and achieves initial access by exploiting vulnerabilities in public-facing servers and deploying web shells like China Chopper. Following initial access, Flax Typhoon uses command line tools to establish persistent access over RDP and then our remote desktop protocol, and then deploys a VPN connection to actor control network infrastructure. Oh, crap. Okay, so they get persistence using WMIC, Windows Management Instrumentation, and disables NLA, network level authentication for RDP, and replaces the sticky keys binary. Wow, okay, so this is definitely lol bins area. It doesn't have to be complicated, it just has to work, right? Wow. Yeah, accessibility feature allows users to press modifiers one at a time instead of simultaneously. Yes, Reg. Yeah, here's your local system privilege keys, command altering sticky keys behavior. It can access a compromised system via RDP. Use a sticky key shortcut at sign-in screen and access task manager with local system privs. Good times. Good times. So Freedom DAO, AI code better than people, far cheaper, faster, and we don't even have large context. 200K of context. Just imagine next versions with gigabytes. AI seeing your reaction of your eyebrow, making changes to the code. So at some point, you're going to be automated out of a job. They won't even need you to, Age of Music, sometimes when I get, upset, I'll tap the shift key a couple times to bring my computer out of sleep mode, and then it will activate that. Right, I gotta copy this to YouTube. What's stopping you, Freedom DAO, from moving on to passion, art, or whatever? All right, next. U.S. authorities arrested the co-founder of Tornado Cash for laundering more than $500 million for the Lazarus Group. What is the service called that obfuscates origins and owners of crypto policies? This would be a Blendor. No, it's a Mixer. Yes. Now, see, Freedom DAO, you cannot talk about Fight Club. You've already screwed the pooch by, mentioning Fight Club. So you screwed the pooch, man. You screwed the pooch. Exactly, Age of Music. Thank you so much. People of a certain age know what Fight Club is. Yeah, yeah. It's actually, man, I haven't seen that movie in forever. Exactly, Triplexity. We don't talk about that. Ah, okay. Yeah, I've seen it. It feels like forever ago. I haven't. Oh, my wife is cooking food. Yes. U.S. arrests Tornado Cash co-founder, sanctions another who. What? U.S. arrests Tornado Cash co-founder, sanctions another who remains at. Okay, so sanctions another person who remains at large. So there's somebody on the run, looking being looked for. Three are accused of helping North Korea hackers obfuscate $450 million worth of funds stolen from Axie Infinity's Ronin network bridge. The attack, which authorities have said carried out by Lazarus Group, was the largest virtual currency heist to date, provided North Korea with much needed funding for its weapons programs. Mm. Exactly, ADP. No one knows what Fight Club is because no one talks about it. Uh, Tornado Cash laundered 96 million stolen funds from its hack on Harmony's Horizon Bridge. So many. So, Freedom DAO, you made a comment like if people would just, secure their systems. Bitcoin people can't even secure their own fucking systems. So I'm not exactly sure how we are going to, trust Bitcoin when, you know, they can't even secure their own shit. I mean, I'd rather, man, I can't trust Bitcoin because they just don't give a shit. They just don't give a shit. And people are surprised when bad things happen to cryptocurrency clearinghouses or bridges or what have you. It's like, how are you generating trust? And how are you getting rubes and idiots to buy your shit? I just don't know how they're generating that trust and why people are surprised when shit goes down. So, say I invent a new kind of computer using colorized quantum bits versus your normal bits, but that means all computer software changes, all code refactored. That's the solution, but people are lazy. Yeah, I guess, they were. Yeah, I have some cryptocurrency, if Ethereum is actually still worth anything. But I don't have enough to actually care if my shit gets completely, lost in value. So, recorded media. Okay, good. I put that one up in there. So, yeah. Oh no, somebody got their cash lost or something like that. It almost feels like the lottery, though, with the cryptocurrency stuff. It's okay, Freedom DAO. It's the one everybody knows, right? I'm sure that there are better fake currencies out there that can be used right now that are, yeah. Group IB warned about dark meme malware being spread by exploiting a vulnerability in what? Oh, definitely Windows. No, I think this one is WinRAR. I think there's an O day in WinRAR. Yes, I saw that one. Yep. I saw that one the other day. I actually downloaded a 2 gig RAR file the other day, and I was like, who the hell uses RAR for archives these days? Yeah, it's like, there's 7-zip, there's PZip, there's fucking tar. I mean, yeah. So there's a 0-day exploit in WinRAR exploited by cyber criminals to target traders. Apparently, somebody's still using RAR files. I'm not exactly sure why. July 10th, while researching spread of dark Group IB came across a previously unknown vulnerability in the processing of zip file for. Oh, okay, so it's a zip file processed by WinRAR, and then they were able to crash a zip file that serves as a carrier for various malware families. Okay, well, there we go. Yeah, I used PZip. I used 7-zip is been a perennial favorite for low low bullshittery. Upon discovering the processing error and opening the file in the zip archive, which was exploited by threat actors as an unspecified malicious functionality, and assessing the identified security flaw, Group IB immediately notified RAR Labs about the findings and worked closely with the company's development team to resolve the security issue. Okay, so they found it on July 10th, and they're announcing it today? Yeah, 23rd. Okay, so on the 23rd. So about a month to fix. That's pretty good. RAR has tighter compression. That said, Z7-zip or WinZip can handle RAR files. Right, yeah. Crawling in my files, exploiting all. We highly recommend all users install the latest version of WinRAR, or don't and use something else. That would be the part I would add after the fact, and just key findings. They were able to hide the launch of malicious script within an archive masquerading as a JPEG text or other file format. Vulnerability is reported to MITRE Corp, assigned 2023-38831. Okay. Doink. Here we go. Hey, shit. They actually got something in here instead of awaiting analysis. Arbitrary code, viewing a benign file within a zip archive. The issue occurs because the zip archive may include a benign file, such as an ordinary JPEG, and also a folder that has the same name as the benign file. Okay, so you'd have like test.jpg and test.jpg, which is also a folder. The contents of the folder, which may include executable content, are processed during an attempt to access only the benign file. Okay, so the system can't make the delineation between test.jpg and test.jpg the folder, and processes them both, and the folder may have the malicious content inside of it. That's interesting. That is interesting. All right. So, doink. Well, it's cool that RAR Labs was forthcoming with that. Very, very good collaboration there. South African news publication claims that they were victims of a DDoS or distributed denial of service attack after reporting on drama at the BRICS summit. Where did the alleged attack originate from? I seem to remember this one was it India? India was in the news recently, but I'm not sure what that. Oh, yes. I was good. Yes. Awesome. India hits Daily Maverick with malicious attack after a report on Modi's tantrum. Okay. If you use IPFS's distributed denial of service is a pain in the ass for attackers if you have peers. So the peers are like normal people, though, right? Freedom DAO. I mean, it's like I have, if I'm using IPFS, I have some Fortune 10's data sitting on my computer right here. Yeah, I remember India was in the news for landing finally on the moon after 3 attempts. But wow, has been forced to temporarily block website access in India after experiencing a denial of service attack. I don't want to do that. All right, let me go do 12-foot here. 12-foot paywall. There we go. There we go. Ha! Yeah, there we go. You'll have to use the 12foot.io because they are behind a paywall, but they're not so much anymore. Daily Maverick forced to block traffic after large-scale denial of service caused the site to crash. Came only hours after publication of South African media companies report of the Prime Minister's refusal to get off of his plane. What? He refused to disembark from his plane because South Africa had only sent a cabinet minister to officially welcome him. Oh my God. Okay. Jeez. Okay. Fine. Okay. Yeah, exactly. It's like, okay, yeah, go use the 12foot.io proxy there if you want to get around that. And that's stupid. There you go. Get your ladder there, Age of Music. All right, next. Oh, that was it. All right. Yeah, definitely sign up for this. You know, they come out on Tuesdays, so I would have done it on Tuesday night, but I had to go out. But yeah, sign up for this Sockville quiz. There we go. Doink. There we go. Definitely, and if you found value from this, send them a coffee. This it's just a few bucks, so you can buy them a cup of coffee. I mean, the amount of money that they spend time curating this, so it's always good. What did I get? I got a 6. Yeah, 6 out of 10. Yeah, there we go. Oh, very good, very good. Let's see, what else do we got? A lot of science news out recently, by the way. They have, let me see, where was it? Oh my goodness! Thank you, Age of Music. Appreciate you. Thank you for the support. Flax Typhoon, right. I appreciate that, Age of Music. I'm not the one who needs the coffee though. I have a big ass cup of coffee every day. So, but I find huge value in that, just being caught up, up to speed, and the links. I got a lot of my threat intel links from Sockville's bit. What I do is I go to that site that I get from those, like Reuters or record.media or whatever. There you go. Yeah. I don't know how many times those people get it, but yeah. Appreciate the support though, Age of Music. Yeah, it was good. The DOJ's adding manpower to disrupt. Come on, security bell. There we go. Come on, refresh. There we go. To disrupt and prosecute nation-state actors. So what are they? They're hiring more people. Attacks on critical infrastructure has been protecting the United States. So they bought lawyers or what? Nation state. DOJ will have greater ability to combat the multitude of cyber attacks. A new unit will position prosecutors in the 56 FBI field offices and 94 U.S. attorneys' offices to add depth to the government's capacity to act on cyber threats. I don't know. I know that CISA is hiring out the ass, but I've heard from more than one person that their hiring practices are a bit convoluted. Like there's specific tests that they're making you take. They are, working on. It's like the interviews are weird, and of course, it's government work, so you're not getting what market value is for some of those folks. But yeah, I mean. So they're just hiring more lawyers, or they're hiring more people to work in coordination with the DOJ and the FBI offices to expertise, effectiveness, and an improved understanding of technology that threat actors use. So they're looking for roughly 150 cyber people around the country. So, yeah, if you're looking for a job and you don't mind working for the man, I'm sure that there will be job positions open on LinkedIn for that. I still say hire more SEALs than use them to. You want the warheads on foreheads policy there, Lady P. That's what you want. Warheads on foreheads. So, DNS sinkholes. Menlo Security continues to lead in browser security. Okay, great. 3 malware loaders are behind 80% of incidents. Interesting. Okay. 3 of them, huh? Now, I'm not saying, but I'm saying this is the kind of thing that will show up as a question next week in the Sockville Threat Intel channel. So Malware loaders are a tricky business for SOC teams. Mitigation of one loader may not work for another, even if it loads the same malware. ReliaQuest has uncovered a load of loaders causing havoc for defenders. The 7 we observed the most in customer environments are shown in Figure 1. So we have QBot, SOC Golish, and Raspberry Robin. Raspberry Robin will be an answer on the next test, on the next quiz. I can almost guarantee it. CACBot, or QBot, QuackBot, Pink Slip Bot. Most popular loaders is accounted for 80% of incidents observed by ReliaQuest. The other contenders were Goat Loader, Chrome Loader, Gersniff. Okay. So let me see. Has been posing as a threat since 2018, came to fruition in 2022. Its vast malware distribution network runs on compromised websites and social engineering. Just 4 user clicks can affect an entire domain or a network of computer systems within days. Wow, okay. Last but not least, Raspberry Rounder, highly elusive worm-turn loader that targets Microsoft Windows environments. Exceptional propagation capabilities kick in after initial infection via malicious USB devices. Okay, so CMD runs and executes the LNK file on the infected USB. Oh, very, very good. All right, defending against loaders. So there you go. Here's some of the steps you can take to minimize loaders. Configure GPO. Change default execution engine of JS files from WScript to Notepad and any other script files as you see fit. This is not new. As a matter of fact, if you go to Malware Archaeology, some of the resources you can look at are file auditing and logging cheat sheets. These are old, but they're still very valid. They probably need to be updated, but we've been talking about changing, what programs run certain types of files on this show for years. Mr. Betcher, Michael Goff, things like WScript files should be opened by Notepad and not by whatever default is set up for. There's a ton of them. .eml files or SCR files should be opened as Notepad or whatever. Let me see. No. By the way, I'll put this on the chat. Hey, Digital Warhead, what's up? It's Friday, sir. Have you signed up for CSEC East on September the 6th? I think it's at Mod Pizza in Kirkland, which is not a bad place. But yeah, they announced CSEC East this week. So logging cheat sheet, file auditing check sheet. I think that's what it is. Oh, good. So yeah, there's several, let me see, files and folders. Do not audit subfolders in these directories. There's a file auditing. Okay, let's see, where is it? I'll have to ask Mr. Betcher, but I'm pretty sure they had a list of all of the file names that you should be saying, open with Notepad or, don't open with these kinds of things. So if you try to run a PS file, the computer will report and take itself off the network. Nice. So Lady P, somebody tries to run a PS1 file, it isolates the computer. How do the people report that to you? Do they have to hit you up on phone? Do they have to call help desk? Hey, I tried to run this file and now I can't do shit on my computer. What does that look like for you? Block inbound emails that have file extensions typically used for malware delivery. Yeah, Malware Archaeology, if it doesn't have that list, it's got to be somewhere, but there was a whole list of inbound email attachments that need to be blocked, like PAF, BAT, COM files. It reports itself. Okay. So it says this person's clicked on this PS1 file. We've isolated the network. Does that mean the person has to bring their laptop in or bring their computer in, or they go out to the desk? What's the, when isolation occurs, what's the process to get them unisolated? Do they have to Do they get an email that says, hey, we've isolated your network. You can't get undone until you've done this 5-hour training or something like that? Restricting company assets from making arbitrary connect. Okay, so this is egress. Okay, so your company assets should not be making arbitrary connections to the internet. Monitor your egress, not only your ingress. We've talked with Mick Douglas about that for years. They have to ship or bring their machine in. Okay. Limit the use of remote access software unless absolutely required. Enhance monitoring to detect misuse. Yep. Disable ISO mounting. Interesting. Okay. I wouldn't have thought of that one, but that's interesting. This would go back with, don't, if there's an ISO file, disable the ability to be able to mount it. Implement USB access and GPOs to prevent auto-run command executions, right? Consider disabling any removable access. I think this one's important. If business conditions allow, if there's a legitimate need to be able to plug in a thumb drive, limit the people who can do that, or make it so that not everybody has that ability, or I don't know if you can block it by like certain thumb drives, like USB IDs or something like that. If everybody has to use If you buy 100 thumb drives and they're all, SanDisk with a specific USB ID, you could probably block something like that or set up something where if it's something other than a SanDisk thumb drive, you can't use it. That kind of thing. So all kinds of little obscurity, security by obscurity things, which one thing to consider though, ISO can be handled by WinRAR, WinZip, 7-zip. So yeah. Doesn't prevent mounting, doesn't defang it. Right, exactly. That's true. Most archival tools, or if you allow things like WSL, Windows subsystem for Linux, you can mount ISOs and stuff in there too, or at least view them with that. Train staff to identify social engineering tactics employed on the web. Yeah, I would say open up an appropriate channel for them to report suspicious emails or other activity. Yeah, we don't allow USB storage. That's a good idea, Lady P. Train staff to identify social engineering tactics employed on the web. You're going to have to get trained yourself if you're not that savvy in social engineering tactics. So unless you've been trained yourself, I would just either buy training for that or, find some. I don't know about that one. I bet if we scroll down, ReliaQuest does all of this stuff for you if you just buy their shit. So. Oh, yes, this is why our security operations platform uses advanced detection rules we specifically designed to identify malware. La, 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 la. I guess I can't say too much. We said much the same for things like Blue Mirror as well. They do specifically tagged detection rules and mechanisms and detection engineering. Miss Berlin does detection engineering. So, yeah. Training always somehow makes it on the list. I don't know why. I don't know why. Best data security. I don't want to click on that. 56% of IT professionals optimistic about the future of AI. Also in the survey, 56% of IT professionals are AI. So there you go. No, I'm just kidding. Let me see. Threat intelligence is a work in progress. 62% of orgs recognize the need for additional investments in tools and processes to enhance their threat intelligence capabilities. Only 22% have fully matured TI programs in place, with most indicating they're only in the early stages or need to make additional investments. Training is dumb. Spend time and money on building more, better layers and for new users. I'm starting to come back around on that, Lady P, where it's like, yeah, I mean, training is one thing, right? You're not even fixing. You're bringing awareness, but it yeah, the technology, I think the extra layers will be a better return on investment than a simple security awareness training or social engineering techniques training, or uh, you're only dealing with one layer at this point, which is the person, right? I think we've talked about that for years. It's like, well, if you don't want people clicking on links, you need to block their access or something. You can't inhibit their workflow, but you can make their work safer in the back end. So our customer service people exist to provide service, to open emails, to read attachments, to do all the risky things. Right. And, having that technology in place, getting rid of attachments, or, the technology that you invest in can do more than one thing. The training can only do one thing, right? And it's not even 100% guaranteed that it's going to be able to do that thing. With technology, you do have a bit of leeway, I would hope. If you're engaging engaging companies for technology, you have some rough ideas to what you want the end goal to be. Like, when you have training and you say, well, I want 100% of my people to have the training. Okay, great. That's not a goal. That's just compliance. So the goal is you don't want people clicking on links. I'm using my experience to make an SVG butchered pig that fills out each section with Spotify. Okay. But yeah, training is not going to guarantee 100, guarantee success. I would say, God forbid, AI-powered something is going to save you time and arguably be more useful because you can do more with it, right? AI optimism outpaces skepticism and usage. While only 11% of respondents currently use AI for threat detection, 56% of security professionals indicated they are optimistic about the use of it in the future. Yeah. Half of all participants noted that phishing URLs and email were among the top concerns for files and delivery methods. You're not going to do much about that. I think like Lady P. Well, Age of Music, it's art, right? So you're working. You're building logos, so it makes money, right? I'm training an LLM as another layer to decide if the email needs security to look at it first. That's good. Because instead of two people looking at it and then passing it on to somebody else who's going to look at it and tell you it's bad, you've got at least something down here that's going to be like, 60% chance this is bad, let's forward it over, and then you can say it's a false positive. And I'm sure your person who's going to, if security does need to look at it, Lady P, do you have some kind of rating system where it's like, this is what we're doing? Oh my God. Okay, what's going on with my green, yellow, red? Does it have like a yes, no, so the LLM can learn? I screwed up, or I did good, or here's a virtual hug. Yeah, the LLM did good stuff. I don't know. So, all right, one more news story, and then we'll let everybody go because I'm smelling meatloaf. So we have a feedback. Okay. Web shells, while old tactic is still relevant. Supervised training, okay. Oh yeah, the whole thing with the Wagner group, that was some crazy shit. The urgent call for strengthening cybersecurity. Increasing reliance on digital infrastructures transform cyber threats into a global crisis. Who wrote this? Okay. Oh, this is a Medium article, isn't it? No? Okay. Governments and regulatory bodies are increasing focus on cybersecurity. It's nothing we don't know already. Oh, that was a nothing burger. Okay, so I don't remember adding this one to my feeds. It'll get better. Yeah, okay. Our current rate is greater than 90%, less than 5% false positives. What about the false negatives? I got asked about that the other day. I was like, oh, what are our false negatives? And I was like, I can't tell you because it all looks legit to me. Wait, so we're talking about using AI, and 56% was happy and confident about that. And then in another story, we have 91% of email pros say that cyber criminals are using AI in email attacks. Okay. That's the 10%. Okay. Recent report reveals the majority of organizations believe cyber criminals are already using AI in email attacks targeting their organizations. Oh, crap. Hey, Cyber Viking UK. Welcome. Glad you're all spending some time here hanging out. Hello, Generalissimo. Thank you for following. Oh my goodness. Okay, we've got some people. Nice. Okay. I need to put that other link in there. There we go. We got people. Hey, Tiberius, what's going on? I can still see Viking on cam. I don't look like Cyber Viking. I'm not as pretty as Cyber Viking is, so obviously it's not me. Oh man, Twitch is borked. Well, I was having some issues earlier with my my Twitch stream, having issues with. Let me see. I can see me on the screen, so that's cool. Oh, free loot. What's free loot mean? Get a free channel subscription and more each month. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Oh, yes, please. We shall shout out. We shall shout to the clouds, Cyber Viking UK. Yes. I can't type for shit, so y'all just, hold on a second. There we go. Yes. Appreciate that. All right. Hello, Yuri Zenlux. Hello. Welcome. Glad everybody was here. Is here. We were talking about how people were happy about and confident about the future of AI with security. And then, the next article I look at says 91% of security pros believe, well, they say they believe that cyber criminals are using AI in email attacks. We were talking about, which article was that had just said, hey, there it is. Yeah, 56% of IT's optimistic about the future of AI, yet 91% of security people. So IT people are all good, mostly all good with AI, but security people are like 91% say, cyber criminals are using their bad stuff. This is a different team, obviously, or a different group, so there's a different bent every time there. So I feel pretty safe that it's not a real AI, just LLM. Yeah. Yeah. So what gets me is they're like, oh yeah, they were giving us specific things that we could do to make it easier. Oh no, wrong one. I had a different article. Where is it? There it is, malware loaders. They were talking about training, and we talked about, Lady P, who's one of my moderators, said, spend more money on the controls in the background, the infrastructure that will help add additional layers before stuff gets to your people. And I argued to the positive on that as well. I said, training will solve one problem, or not even solve one problem. The infrastructure allows you to do more with less and give you a return on investment. So, but yeah, they were, training staff to identify social engineering tactics employed on the web, enabling GPOs and changing JS files and WScript files. I mean, there's a ton of stuff out there. And AI is already being used to fish in the wild, it seems. Yeah. You know, the funny thing is AI still can't do spell check. So I don't know if it's who's doing the spell check on those, but they need to fix their AI because they can't spell for shit either sometimes, too. Security Magazine, Security Today. There we go. But yeah. So how's everybody been this week? We got a few more viewers here. I appreciate that. I always like to, connect with the folks here. Is everything going okay with y'all? How's your summer going? You pretty much ask me anything, most anything. Maybe it used all the crappy spell. Very much MSEC. We fed our AI a bunch of phishing emails. No, don't do that. It's got all the bad grammar and syntax and misspelled words and that's pretty funny. Because I would imagine those data sets are fairly small, but yeah. You imagine Grammarly being used to send emails to people, phishing emails. Oh, gods. Right on. So let's see who we got. Yeah, I want to see a job description for we're hiring, to proofread emails, or like you're a proofreader for emails, and then you find out that they're just a company that sends out phishing and spam and stuff. And oh my goodness. I hate to have Cyber Viking rate us so kindly, and then I drop off. But I need to go get ready. My dinner's almost ready. It's about 5 p.m. Pacific time here, and I'm going to. Do we have anybody who's wanting to raid somebody? I'm going to go look at this Roby Tech and see what's going on there. Nope. Anybody else doing any kind of chatting online? I don't want to just do Maker Deck. And only thing on right now is music. Anybody got anybody they like to hit up who's actually streaming right now? Let me see, what do we got else? 5 phases of the threat intelligence lifecycle, AI, and the 5 phases of security lifecycle. This is interesting. This is from Mandiant, nay Google, or Google nay Mandiant, if you will. 5 phases of TI and AI. So you have collection, structure and enrichment, parsing, normalize, and enrich raw data through AI or ML-based information extraction and detection, analysis by helping analysts prioritize and process vast amounts of information through scoring and summarization, disseminate and deploy personalizing detections to each customer's threat profile and reducing time to detection, and then planning and feedback using detections and customer feedback to tailor future. There we go. Make sure we've got the right browser window open. There we go. Detection to tailor future collection efforts. Oh, interesting. So we're all about loops, right? In this blog post, we discuss exciting ways we're leveraging AI in the threat intelligence lifecycle, how Google Cloud Sec Palm 2 LLM can expand Mandiant's threat intelligence capabilities. This blog post brought to you by Mandiant, or Google, name Mandiant. AI plays a critical role in how Mandiant processes and operationalizes threat intelligence today. Going forward, new LLM will continue to expand capabilities and supercharge ability to leverage rich set of intelligence. We've talked about this on other shows as well. I mean, this loop is fairly standard for threat intelligence or detection engineering. You have to, collect, identify, or structure and enrich. So you're going to parse that out. You're going to normalize. You're going to put it in a structure that's friendly for your large language model or your people-based system still, if that's what you're using. You're going to analyze it to make sure it makes sense. Nothing out of left field. You're going to have data points. It's almost going to be like a cluster. Like when you're shooting something, you want to have a cluster of data that's very similar to a specific group. If you've got 5 data points and 3 of them are here, and you've got 2 that are one's out here and one's out here, you'd be like, does that make sense? Why are these different? Did somebody just try something new and they're APT1 still or something like that? You're not going to give financial threat actors to oil and pipeline and ICS people. You're going to want to tailor that to specific groups that are attacking the energy sector or what have you. And of course, you're going to have lessons learned. So it's like, they're attacking the energy sector and banking now. So your planning and feedback is be like, well, next time we see something like this, we're going to, add this feed to, finance sector and, ICS, pipelines, that kind of thing. So it kind of makes sense. So, all right. I don't know who's online right now, because I do smell me some meatloaf. So let's see who we got. Yes, please, Digital Warhead. Let me know who that is. Oh, Strager just got online. So Strager just joined us. Digital Warhead, who do you got? Buildzoid. Okay. Let's go find out Buildzoid. All right. Well, we'll be back on Sunday. We're going to have an interview with John Aaron. You can go check out his YouTube video we did with him and Jared Brennan. He's going to be on Sunday night with me and Miss Berlin and Mr. Betcher, hopefully. But yeah, we'll be on Sunday night for about 90 minutes talking about stuff that he wants to talk about, and we're going to have some more. We'll take your questions. We'll talk about stuff. But yeah, really good person, runs a company dealing with like UEFI and BIOS security and supply chain issues. So if you've got anything fancy you want to talk about with John, we can definitely do that. So hope you all have a good day, and we're going to go check out Buildzoid. Thank you, Digital Warhead, for the referral, and have a good night, and we'll see you on Sunday, hopefully 6:30 p.m. Pacific. So yeah, we'll see you then.